guys are going. You're live.
I'll see if the complete roster is going to be.
Oh, okay.
So we can name subs so they can info.
Yeah.
Well, do you have, can you just take a picture of it? Because I'm gonna
Says one viewer. Hi, Tim. Yes.
I didn't say what I wanted to say. Yes.
Yeah.
You're making the assumption that he's going to score.
Okay. Welcome out to Fairview on this beautiful fall evening. This Piazza gets the game underway for the Tigers, playing the Northeast Great Pickers. Fairview looks to continue their undefeated record overall and in region play, and hope to cement their tie for first place with Mercier's Prep closing in at the end of the season. Not only 20 seconds into the game, a first foul of the game, Piazza gets tripped up on the right side of the box. Elion will look to send the ball in for Fairview's first attack of the game. Ball in from Jan. Meets the header. Meets the head of George. Just slid off the line by the Northeast defense. Rebound by Zach Scott is saved by the Northeast goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That was destined for the bottom
That
corner
was
from where we're
in.
standing. That was in. And Northeast defender stuck his foot out. And the rebound was saved by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good quick hands.
An unchanged starting lineup for Fairview from the last time out. Fairview off to a quick start here, keeping the ball in their own half. A look to hold possession a lot more today. Northeast is one of the stronger opponents in the region, no play, as George misplaces a pass. All sending through, but that's Noble holds his line. Good pressure from the Northeast offense, but forces a Fairview throw-in.
Yeah, Noble did well to get the deflection to maintain possession via the throw.
Long ball in from Januso, trying to find Scott, just overhits it a little bit.
He
Scott
brings
gets
down the
through
second ball.
Gets through the left back's call for a foul. A little late on the whistle there, but probably the correct call. So that kind of just went right through him. Northeast trying to work the ball up the field. George intercepts in the center. Howell's overlapping Scott. Howells gets around one defender, tries to get around the second. Touches a bit too heavy. Center back is able to clear it for Northeast.
Looks like they're going to try to take advantage on Fairview's right side. They might have a speed advantage there that they're going to try to exploit.
Sonny Vidakovic urging his team to get a little more wider. They're a little central at the moment. Wingers Smith and Scott looking to get those runs down the line and get the ball into the middle. As Fairview again retains possession. Northeast, 9 men behind the ball right now. As Junior says, unable to collect Jan's pass. Northeast will look to get a quick counterattack going. Fairview wins possession back after a couple throw-ins from Northeast. Ooh. Players seem to think it was, and the coaches, but ref calls it for Northeast anyway, much to the protest of Sonny Vidakovic. Long throw-in coming from the Great Pickers. Jan intercepts pretty easily.
That's a strong throw.
That's a good throw.
We'll have to pay attention to that later in the game.
That's going to be a danger. Long throw-ins are usually a secret weapon for most high school teams. Fairview moving the ball up quick. Ball just gets by Scott in from Howells, but Fairview wins the loose ball. McCall looks to take it up the field on the left side. A little pressure from the Northeast defense. Corey does well to get behind, though. McCall taking the ball down the line into Piazza. Piazza tries to turn, take a shot. He's dispossessed. Januso falls on the loose ball. Takes a touch, but is dispossessed. It'll be a Fairview throw-in. And they're attacking third. Januso tries to get around. Deflected for a Fairview throw-in. George switches the field of play over to McCall. McCall down to Smith on the left side. Smith gets the ball in the middle. Tries to find Piazza. Piazza falls on the loose ball. Called a couple touches to get away from the defenders. Tries to find a cross. Will deflect out for a Fairview throw-in. Right down in the corner. Couple deflections. Yet another Fairview throw-in. Smith with a little bit of space. Closed down by the Northeast defender. Jan tries to pick out a simple pass to Scott, but just underhits it a little bit. Northeast clears the danger, but Kissel collects easily. Northeast really closing down the midfield, trying to keep those Fairview midfielders quiet. Northeast clears the ball again. There's a long for their forward. Gets a head on it, but Yarmouth gets the ball. Couple of protests from the Northeast side for a penalty, but it's just a simple coming together between Noble and the forward. Fairview looks to start another counterattack.
Muted protests. The referee's having none of that.
Yeah. There's no VAR in high school, unfortunately.
Or fortunately.
Well, yeah. Depends on how you look at it. Fairview working in the throw-in on the left side of the field. A little 1-2 with Smith and Corey is intercepted by Northeast, but Fairview falls on the loose ball once again.
Northeast looks to counterattack quickly. They'll have to Fairview's defense will have to pay attention to that and maybe.
Yeah, they seem to be just
stay a
winning
little
possession,
careful,
getting the ball up the field
and going forward.
Coach must be a fan of Jose Mourinho. As Fairview works the ball around yet again. George finds Smith with a little bit of space, lays it off to McCall.
Overlap.
Good overlap from McCall. Just takes a deflection off the Northeast defense, and the keeper collects pretty easily. A lot of space in the midfield. When the keeper clears his lines, Fairview should win pretty easily. Another long ball through. Garment clears the danger. Gets out of his box. Gets out of his comfort zone. Clears the danger, but it's the Northeast throw in a dangerous position, and they have their long throw in.
Yeah, if the last throw is any indication, a lot of long throws are kind of looping and give the defense a chance to get underneath it, but these are coming in with some fizz on them.
Yes. Northeast lining up for the long throw in, lining up almost as if it were a corner. Ball comes in. Fairview gets up, wins the header. Plays a long ball through to Scott. Scott's 1v2 uses pace to get around them as Northeast tracks back very aggressively. Lays it off to Piazza.
Layoff.
Dispossessed from behind. Good pressure from the Northeast midfield to get back and stop the counterattack. McCall with a looping through ball. Tries to find Scott, but it's a bit too much. Northeast goalkeeper collects fairly handily. A lot of space. No one even marking Nate George as he wins easily, but Northeast able to fall on top of the loose ball. Poked free by George. Scott's unable to hold the possession. Jan tries to find Howells. It falls out for a Northeast throw-in. Intercepted by Howells. Fairview works the ball around. Good pressure from the Northeast midfield. But Januso is able to intercept. A lot of space for Smith on the left side as Fairview switches the field. Tries to play an early cross. Good ball over to Scott. Just overshoots him a little bit, but Scott uses his space to get it back in. Howells with possession now. Looks for Eli. Got some room on the corner of the box. Tries to find George, but is dispossessed.
Hit that early ball. That's good.
Good work from Piazza to track the loose ball. McCall works it around. Northeast just, relentless pressure from the midfield. Good looping ball in from McCall. Finds.
Good cutback.
Good cutback. Ooh.
It's a good block, though.
Ball still dangerous. Still dangerous as Fairview looks to send the ball back in. McCall tries to find a cross. It's deflected off of Northeast defender for a Fairview corner kick.
Their first of the game.
That was a good cut. That was a very good cutback. That was good work. Good ball in from McCall. Howell falls on the back post. Finds George, but it's that Northeast defense is really bunched in the middle. A lot of deflection so far tonight.
Yeah, so far they've been good and compact. They'll have to work to get them out of their comfort zone here.
Ball in from Jan, doesn't find the head of a Fairview player, but it falls right back to him as he lets it roll for another Fairview corner after it was headed clear by a Northeast defender. Ten minutes gone in this one, still 0-0. As Jan looks to line up another corner kick. A little lower this time. First defender clears it away. Call falls on top of the loose ball. Jan tries to play it back in. It's deflected out for a Fairview throw-in. And like we said earlier, Fairview holding a lot of possession as much as they can, especially because Northeast looks to counter on every opportunity. Good work from Scott to body off the defender. George works it back out. Jan tries to shot from distance, was blocked. Northeast gets it up the pitch. But Kissel keeps his composure.
Collects it, but Kissel equal to that task.
Good interception from McCall. Smith tries to play 1-2 with him. And McCall is able to hold on to the ball as he tries to get around the Northeast defense. Good switch of play from George over to Januso. A lot of space in front of him. Plays a nice looping through ball over to Smith. Smith gets around the keeper and finishes in the back of the net. 1-0 Tigers. Good work from Smith to finish the play. Beats the keeper. Retains possession. Is able to tuck it away beautifully. Good ball in from George.
Yeah, that was
weighted
good.
Perfectly.
It was pretty kind of optimistic, but Smith took advantage of the not miscommunication, but the defender was going back hard, and Garrett's the goalkeeper coming out hard, and they kind of got in each other's way a little bit. Allowed Smith to
hesitation too, so Smith had a little more time.
Yep.
As Northeast gets the game back underway. 1-0 Tigers. 28 minutes left in the first half. Fairview again with possession in the midfield. Working it around. Call with a lot of space in front of him. He carries up the field. Releases Drew Smith. Drew Smith waiting for the ball. Looks to get around the defender.
Good defending by Hine there.
Yeah. Smith tries to beat Hine, but Hine gets a leg in there. And then a little bit of pressure from Smith. Hine tries to clear it. Bounces off him for a Northeast goal kick. George wins the ball in the midfield. Good touch from Piazza to keep it down. Gets around a defender. Gets around the defender again. Looks to send it in on his left foot. He gets it off, but a lot of white shirts in there. Northeast clears the danger. Looks to start a counterattack. George holding
doing well to
strong.
hold the ball. Lays it off to Macon. His long ball intercepted easily.
Noble strong in the back. Januso gets around the defender. Fairview will look to switch the field of play here. A lot of pressure from Northeast on the right side of the field. Ball rolls out of bounds though as Januso tries to find Howells. Northeast throwing. Howells intercepts the throw-in. Tries to find Scott. Is intercepted. But Jan falls on top of the loose ball. George releases Smith. Drew tries to find a pass, but there's a little miscommunication from the Fairview forwards. Head coach Sonny Vidakovic urging Smith to take his time there to maybe release McCall, who had loads of space as Fairview works the ball back in. Northeast enjoying a little bit of possession here, but not soon intercepted by Howells. who plays it all the way back to Januso. Januso tries to find Scott with a long ball, just overhits it a little bit, but a missed touch by the Northeast defender falls for a Fairview throw-in near the corner.
Please be advised, in order to maintain the health and safety of all in attendance today, we respectfully ask you to maintain social distancing and to remain masked at all times.
Those of you at home do not have to heed that warning. New social distancing guidelines at the stadium are in effect. As Fairview moves the ball around in the midfield. Switches it around. McCall gets around the defender. Takes it down. Tries to whip in a low cross. Falls back to him again. Again, met by more white shirts than black shirts. Smith releases McCall once again. Tries to get around the defender.
It's a good battle.
Yeah. Holds possession. Tries to find George at the top of the box. Intercepted.
It's interception by Macon. But
yeah, Macon just misplays the ball back out of play. It'll be another Fairview throw-in. McCall into Piazza as McCall switches the field. Nice looking ball from George.
Threaded his way right through those.
Piazza falls on top of it, but receives a little bit of pressure. Will fall out for another Fairview throw-in. They're really threatening down there. They're trying to get something working in the middle, but Northeast is holding strong. Nice long throw-in from Piazza. Just skips over the head of Howells. Carrots will fall on top of it. Northeast will look to start another counterattack. And again, lots of space for Fair in the midfield as George wins it in the air and misplaces the pass. Here comes Northeast on the counter. That's an excellent ball in. Good defending from Noble, though.
Wow. He
almost a breakaway.
Very well.
Almost a 1v1 on Richie Yarmouth, but Noble does extremely well to clear the danger. And now it's Fairview's turn to counter as Piazza looks to get around the defender. Nice little turn. Tries to get around him again, but defender holds strong and gets Piazza off the ball.
Sturdy tackle.
Yeah.
Clean.
Now Northeast working the ball up the field.
Well done by Wedzik.
Nice tackle from Kissel. Sends the ball out of play. Will be looks like a Fairview throw-in. Much to the protest of the Northeast coach. As Januso switches the field of play. A good look to Scott, but just undershoots him a little bit as Northeast retains possession in the midfield. Good tackle from McCall, but loose ball falls to Northeast. But Fairview defense is strong yet again as they clear the danger. Ball falls out of play for a Fairview throw-in on the right side of the field.
But Josh Macon is all over the field.
Yeah, he's playing center mid, he's playing left mid, he's all over the place.
He was right defending on the right, he was attacking on the left.
Jarman collects in long ball pretty handily as Fairview looks to reset.
That's good control by Piazza.
Jan releases Scott. Scott and
also switched his position. Yeah, he's out on the left side too, trying to
changing his position a little bit with Piazza.
And then take advantage of a mismatch somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Long ball from Northeast is unsuccessful as Kissel holds on easily. Howells with the ball on the right side looks to find Scott. Scott's unable to control the ball as Northeast works it up.
Nice outlet from Crosscut Miller, but Fairview's midfielders are able to clog things up and blunt that attack.
Working the ball around. Releases Scott on the left side. Scott does well to turn and get around. Finds McCall. McCall with a heavy touch, but retains possession. He switches around again to Jan. Jan tries to find Piazza through. Is successful.
Woo!
Eli Jan with a great ball into Piazza. Piazza looked a little too much for him, but Piazza was able to get a foot on it, but he sends it over the bar.
Just by the time he got to it, the angle was so tight, he had very little to do. Goal kick for Northeast as they work the ball up the field. Taken by Wedzik.
Northeast throwing at the other end. Another long throw in from the Great Pickers. Skips over everyone's head over to Januso. Januso switches the field. Passes by Smith over to McCall. McCall with a little bit of space in front of him. He's got Scott in front of him too. Releases Scott. Scott with a little room to work. Cuts inside. He's unable to get around the other defender. And just trips up the Northeast defender. It'll be a free kick for the Great Pickers. Ball working around the midfield for the Great Pickers. Again, enjoying a little bit of possession. Hine gets around Howells, tries to get around McCall. Tries to work it around McCall, but McCall does well. Releases Scott. Scott receiving some pressure. He's able to hold possession well as McCall looks to switch the field. Tries to find Piazza on a long ball through, but Northeast defense holds on. Januso wins the ball well.
Nice by Januso instead of just lumping it upfield to find someone.
Picks out George with the
Try to
pass.
get the attack started
moving
again.
The ball around really well again. Piazza with some space from him, lays off Scott beautifully. Scott cuts inside, has some space in front of him, fakes a shot, over to Smith. Smith tries to take a shot. Danger's not quite clear though, but second ball in from George is cleared by the Northeast defense. 20 minutes left in this one, still 1-0 Fairview. Goal by Drew Smith. Januso tries to switch the field, a little deflection, doesn't get to its intended target. Northeast clears the danger. A little pressure from George. Long ball through over to Hine. Hine tries to take a shot or take a cross through, just mishits it, goes out of bounds for a Fairview goal kick.
Well, Northeast had Kucinich up there all alone for the first part of the game. They're feeling more confident to move Hine up a little farther upfield as well.
They've looked to switch their formation a little bit. They only really had one striker. Now they've got three attackers up there. As Smith tries to release Piazza. Piazza does well to fall on the loose ball. Smith with a lot of space in front of him. Switches the field nicely over to Jan.
It's a good run.
Jan gets around one defender. Tries to find Piazza. Just a bit too late for Piazza's run. Goalkeeper collects easily. George wins in the midfield again. Tries to find a pass. There's a lot of space. Northeast falls on it. Good work from Noble to clear the danger. Another long ball in from Northeast. But he plays it back to Jarmut. Jarmut clears the danger. It'll be Northeast throw-in. It'll be another long throw-in from Hine. Lining up for a corner, pretty much at this point. George clears the danger. It's not quite clear yet as Northeast retains possession. Smith does well to intercept.
Isaac and Smith battling hard.
Good work from Northeast to retain possession. And it looks like Garrett Hine is going to receive a yellow card for an unnecessary challenge on McCall after the battle between two completely different players. So Hine will leave the match for 5 minutes as per PIAA rules when a player receives a caution. Now he'll have to spend the next 57 minutes playing very, very safe. He's very integral to this Northeast team. But one more yellow card and he's out. He gets the second yellow. It'll be a red card. He'll be out for the game. So he'll look to be a little more careful because his numbers have shown that he's very integral to this Northeast side. As McCall works the ball up the left side. Does well to cut inside. Finds Piazza. Piazza unable to fall on the pass, but the danger is not quite clear as Smith retains possession over to George. George tries to get around one defender, is unable to get around the second, but wins that battle. George is flagged for the foul after receiving a shove after the matter. Northeast playing very aggressive today, using a bit of a size advantage for sure on Fairview. They got a lot a lot of bigger players, especially in the midfield.
You do, very senior heavy as well.
Yeah, very senior heavy. So they're using their height and size to their advantage as flick back header from George finds DeArmond pretty handily. He's able to collect.
I think it's a new shirt Richie's wearing. I don't recall the orange sleeves before. Maybe it was...
Fairview working the ball up
It's the
very
lights.
nicely. No one on the left side for the Tigers. Some pressure from the Fairview offense. Northeast, again, enjoying a little more possession than they did in the first 20 minutes. As they look to release another long ball again. Kissel stays with it, tries to clear the
Up to
danger.
Macon this time.
Kissel wins round 2 and clears the danger. Not quite clear yet as Northeast working the ball up again. But Howells does well to pressure the ball out of bounds for a Fairview throw-in.
Northeast has switched up a little bit. Crew Kucinich was their point man up front initially. He's in the midfield now. 37 is up there now. That is Zach Egan.
Nice ball in from Smith over to McCall, who's overlapping and got a lot of space in front of him. Looks to whip in an early cross. Ends up being a shot. Good save. What a save from the keeper. Grant Gertz with an excellent save. What ended up being a shot. What ended up being a cross, I should say, ended up being a shot. It was destined for the top corner, but Gertz is able to get a good hand on that.
Those are dangerous if you don't expect it to keep drifting in toward your goal.
Especially if you're in a position to intercept a cross, let alone make a shot. As Smith sends in a corner for the Tigers. Well placed corner.
That's a dangerous ball.
That almost found the back of the net, off directly from the corner. George gets a head on the back post and it deflects off the back of another Northeast defender's head. Would be another Fairview corner. Eli Yon on it this time for the Tigers. Yon sends the ball in. Works it around. Ball bouncing around kind of dangerously. Fairview gets a couple shots off. They're both deflected. The ball will fall out for another Fairview corner. Yon again on the corner for the Tigers.
Heated scramble down in there.
Yeah.
It was,
There's a lot of space on that front post. And there still is, so Yon looks to put it right in that area. Piazza gets a head on it, falls in the back of the net for a Fairview goal. Excellent header from Piazza.
had to sort of direct it with the side of his head a little bit.
3 corners in a row for the Tigers. They make Northeast pay. 2-0 Tigers. 14 minutes left in this first half. Assist by Eli Yon off the corner.
Fairview goal by number 7, Aiden Piazza.
Very good start in this one as they look to hold on to this lead. A little miscommunication from Januso and DeArmond, but DeArmond recovers. A nice little 1-2 from Howells and Yon. A lot of space for Northeast as they're more open now because they 2-0 deficit. They look to get a quick goal back, so they're going to open up a lot more. They're going to not defend as much.
Yeah, they'll have to take some risks defensively in order to mount a more potent attack.
Smith with a lot of pressure. Oh, the ball falls out for a Northeast throw-in.
Shane Keith takes that through. Oh, nope. Hands it off to Kucinich instead.
Gets it over McCall, but George clears the danger. Just gets over the head of Zach Scott. He's unable to retain it, but Northeast clears it out of bounds for another Fairview throw-in. Scott on the throw-in. Lays it off to McCall instead. Good switch of play from McCall over to Howells. Howells with a bit too much on the touch. Northeast clears the danger. Noble dispossessed by Macon. Macon looks to take advantage of the situation. Gets around Januso. Releases shot. Good save, DeArmond. Good communication from DeArmond and Kissel. As he follows on the loose ball. There's no one there for Northeast to crash at all within a 20-yard distance. So comfortable save from DeArmond. But a dangerous counterattack from Northeast.
Yeah, Macon was up there on his own.
Finally get a shot on target, able to get Richie to get some work in as Fairview looks to attack here. Yon tries to lay it off to Howells, but George falls on top of the loose ball. Tries to find Jan, but deflects off a Northeast defender for a Fairview throw-in. Jan working it around. Switching it all the way around to McCall. McCall with some space in front of him. Finds Scott. Scott cuts inside, finds George. George gets around one defender, releases a shot on the left foot.
He's not afraid.
It's deflected. The loose ball falls to McCall. McCall plays it in the middle, tries to find Piazza. Good pressure from Piazza to deny the clearance, but it will fall out for a Northeast goal kick. Garrett Hine come back in the game for the Pickers after serving his 5-minute suspension for his yellow card. And he'll have to be a little more careful now. He's going to have to play 50 minutes.
Caden Lanigan gives way.
Play 50 minutes of risk-free soccer to avoid getting sent off. Good tackle from Piazza to dispossess Hine. Good run from Scott, but Piazza doesn't find the ball. Good ball in again to Scott. Good pressure from Gertz. Scott is unable to get the shot off, and will go out for a Northeast goal kick. First substitution for the Tigers, as Josh Howells makes way for Brady Baker.
It's good pressure by Zach Scott, and he didn't go in too hard or too recklessly on Gertz, but it certainly had every right to contest that ball.
Zach Scott will move back out to the right wing, as Baker will take the lone striker. A bit of a trip from the Northeast defense on Piazza. Free kick about 30-some yards out. And a quick ball into McCall, who finds Piazza. Piazza turns around, tries to find Baker, but Baker's just a little too forward for that ball. The Northeast clears the danger. Tries to find Macon with a long ball, but sends it out of play. It'll be a Fairview throw-in. 10 minutes left in this one. Fairview still up 2-0 off of goals from Aiden Piazza and Drew Smith. George tries to find Jan, but Hine intercepts, and Northeast has some room in the midfield to work it around.
Fairview's fortunate he held up, waiting for assistance, gave a
good recovery from
back,
George.
chance to get back and recover.
Forces a bad pass, but Northeast still enjoying some possession. Working around quite nicely, but good pressure from George. Intercepted by Piazza. Northeast sends the long ball through. Macon flicks it around Kissel, but McCall falls on the loose ball. That should be a foul. Was not a foul. Macon cuts inside. Good recovery from Corey McCall. And now Fairview with a little bit of time in the midfield. Baker and Scott with a nice little 1-2. Scott tries to release Piazza. Good run from Piazza. Is unable to find him. A lot of space for Drew Smith on the left side, receiving the pass from Jan. Baker tries to send in Jan. Just kind of deflects off his other foot. Northeast with a little more possession in the midfield now. Tries to get around George, but George holds strong, forces a back pass. Nice long ball into Macon yet again. Noble will let it roll for DeArmond. DeArmond starts counterattack quickly, rolling out to McCall.
Taking advantage of the pressuring forward.
Yeah, a lot of
space he left behind.
Yeah, a lot of space. Fairview works it around. Good work from Fairview in the midfield. Baker holds the ball a little too long. It's dispossessed. Sends it up to Macon. Tries to release the ball over the top. But Januso shields it out for a Fairview throw-in. Good switch of play from Januso over to Smith on the left side. Lays it off to McCall. McCall unable to control the ball and lay it off to Piazza. Will roll out for a Northeast throw-in as we get another substitution for the Great Pickers. Egan makes way.
Egan moves away. That is Avery Dixon coming on for Egan. just a sophomore.
Thrown from the Pickers. Good work from Kissel to win the ball back. McCall sends it up over to Smith. Smith tries to flick it on, but it just skips over his head. Northeast again with a little more possession in the midfield. Good pressure from Kissel, forces Bacon off the ball. Jarman collects the loose ball pretty handily. Gets it going quick. Nice throw out to Scott with a lot of space in front of him. Scott slows it down a little bit. Cuts inside, plays it back to Noble. Noble, nice little chip over to Jan. Jan tries to shield off for the next player, but no one was there for him. But Baker does well to flick it over to Smith. Northeast intercepts, plays another long ball over to Macon. Macon gets by the keeper and finishes. Northeast gets one back, 2-1 Fairview. Macon on the goal with 6.5 minutes left to play.
Not too different from Fairview's first goal. A little
Great Picker goal.
Little miscommunication from the center back and the keeper.
that allows the forward to get around the keeper and in for a shot into the open net.
2-1 Fairview, 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Fairview restarts the game. Fairview will look to close out the half with another goal, a little more cushion, get back that 2-goal lead. Northeast will be hungry to equalize this game before the half. Fairview working the ball up again, but Kissel intercepts pretty handily. McCall out on the left side for the Tigers. Sends a nice long through ball over to Baker, but is cleared by Northeast. Loose ball falls to Jan.
Got pressure as well to
Yeah.
force that bad pass.
Jan over to Scott. Scott lets it run. Tries to play a ball in. Still retains possession. Nice fake cross from Jan. He's unable to get something off from it though. Works the ball back out to George. George lets it run for McCall. McCall looks to get around. McCall gets around, looks to send the ball in. Deflected by the Northeast defense.
Still in play.
Danger still isn't cleared yet. As McCall whips in another pass, cleared by the Northeast defense. Smith plays the ball back so Fairview can reset. Northeast looking to pressure. George flicks it on over to Piazza. Piazza plays Scott in. Scott gets around the defender. Plays ball into Piazza. Is deflected by the Northeast defender. Will go out for a Fairview corner. That was gonna be a goal right there. That was a surefire goal. Well, the Northeast center back does well to get in front of Piazza and the ball. Forces the ball away for a corner kick. Smith takes the corner kick for the Tigers. 4 minutes left in the half. 2-1 Fairview. Nice ball in. George is unmarked on the back post. Doesn't get it on target. Tries to get the rebound. Miss hits it, but actually deflected for a Fairview corner. Fairview gets another consecutive corner, hoping to make Northeast pay yet again. Northeast hoping to learn from their mistake and not leave George unmarked this time. Unable to get around the first defender. The ball falls back out for a second cross in from Jan.
Yeah, you want to mark everyone.
Cuts around high.
You definitely want to
Nice low ball in, but no one on the front post for the Tigers. Northeast clears the danger. Will be another Fairview throw-in. Can switch a play over to Januso. Januso releases a long ball. Flicked on by Piazza. Ended up being on target. Gertz comfortable in collecting that header, but it was a dangerous header because Baker was taking a run in
he
on
was
the
right
back
there.
post. Jan does well to settle the ball, plays it back to Januso. Januso switches the field over to Smith. Smith tries to let it roll for McCall, but didn't have enough on it.
Kucinich and Keith trying to work something down the right wing.
Keith working down the right wing. Tries to play in the middle. No one from Northeast is really there to threaten as DeArmond collects pretty comfortably. Jan lets it run over to Scott. Scott gets around. He's going to use his pace to try to get around. This is just met by another defender. They work the ball up high and lets it run. Mikan falls on the loose ball. Good pressure from Januso, forced ball to play.
Yeah,
Will
good
be a
battle on both
Northeast
of them.
throw-in. Again, a dangerous throw-in coming in from Hine as Northeast brings on another substitution. Coogan will come back on the field for the Great Pickers. Long throw-in coming in from Hine. Northeast packing the box. Piazza clears the danger. Nice touch from Scott. Able to get around the defender. A little bit of space in front of him now, using his pace. Scott is dispossessed. Falls to the ground, much to the
That's a charitable
Much
way
to
of
the-
describing it, but okay.
much to the protest of head assistant coach Mirzet Kubrich. Lots of space for McCall. Stoppage of play. And it looks like assistant coach Mirzet Kubrich is receiving yellow card for dissent, which essentially just means he was talking back to the ref a lot, and the ref deemed it worthy for a caution. So
Needs to stick to Bosnian.
assistant coach Mirzet Kubrick not totally unfamiliar to the referees in the area after being
He's the-
an assistant coach for sixth year now, being a ref
He's-
himself.
He's sort of the bad cop of the the coaching ranks, at least for Fairview. He will be.
Northeast clearing the danger, tries to find Macon.
He'll do the loudest complaining, and that's okay.
Yep, that's all you need. Hine looks to send in another long throw in for the Tigers.
One minute left in the half.
1 minute left in this first half. Fairview still holding on to a 2-1 lead. Well, dangerous throw in over the Macon, but he's flagged for a handball as he tries to bring it down with his chest. Just bounced off his arm. Fairview probably look to kill off this half, maybe try to get the ball upfield for a late goal to bring back that 2-goal lead that they had. Stjarmet tries to find Piazza. Piazza flicks it on over to Scott. Scott over to Smith. Smith with a little bit of space on the left side, releases Piazza. Piazza cuts inside on the right. Good cross in, over to Baker. Tries to get a touch on it, ends up being kind of a shot on target. Gertz collects quite comfortably. As we enter the final 10 seconds of this half.
9, 8, 7,
Northeast will try to salvage something maybe,
4, 3,
but Fairview will close this half off. All right, it's halftime here at Fairview. 2-1 to the home team. Tigers looking to close this game out.
So
Try
good
to
half.
Retain their undefeated record.
Fairview's looked good. Northeast tried to play a lot of Route 1, especially early on, and
Just sending the ball up to the fast forward.
somewhat effective, but I think the coaches had scouted that and had that pretty well handled. But you can always have a misplay here or a bad bounce there, and that's how they wound up with their goal. I think the defender and goalkeeper.
This is just a reminder. Due to
Sonny
Governor
Vidakovich
Put his
having
weight a little bit.
a halftime chat with the referees, maybe about the
everyone
decision
in attendance for this evening's
that led
sporting
to
event should remain
this is a coach
masked at all
Mirzet Kubric
times.
receiving a yellow card, maybe questioning why there was no foul called. Just trying to get a word in, get an explanation from the referees.
There.
Very typical from the head coach before he heads over for his halftime chat with the team. I'm sure he'll be quite angry about that goal. That was a very preventable goal for the Tigers. But those things happen in the sport. Sometimes bad bounce just doesn't go your way. So very unlucky to concede, but possession-wise, they are dominating this game. Controlling a lot of possession. Northeast got a little comfortable towards the end in the midfield once they kind of stopped playing the 9 men behind the ball, thump it up to the fast forward, because that's not a possession-based style of play.
No, you're
That-
never. Yeah,
that's-
you're never.
that's a
You're
count-
always going to
that's-
cede
yeah.
possession, and
That's a counter to a possession-based team like Fairview. So yeah, like I mentioned, I'm sure the head coach for the Great Pickers studies a bit of Jose Mourinho's game with currently with Tottenham Hotspur, but previously at Manchester United and Chelsea.
wasn't Leicester in the bottom half of teams in the league in time of possession the year they won the league? Because
Yeah, that too.
they
Yep.
just.
Claudio Ranieri.
I mean, when you have Maris
Yeah,
and Vardy
well,
up
yeah,
front,
yeah, again.
they could finish all those. You don't need that many chances if you finish every one of them.
Exactly. Pacey forwards that can finish.
Yeah.
And we saw that with Macon. Very fast.
Yeah.
All over the place for the Great Pickers tonight. The total workhorse up front, doing some work in the midfield as well. Gets around the keeper and clinical as ever on an open net. That's Northeast definitely came with a game plan for Fairview, especially after the first meeting between the two, which Fairview came on top victorious. We got 7 minutes left in this halftime break. We will get back into the action in 7 minutes.
See you in a bit.
All right, we welcome you back. The second half of action between Northeast Grape Pickers and the Fairview Tigers. An unchanged starting 11 for, it looks like, both teams. Fairview definitely with a new starting lineup. Fairview lining up with a one-striker formation with two wingers in Scott and Piazza. Jan and Howells kind of interchanging on that central forward role, while Smith and George hold down the midfield as Northeast gets things started with a long ball over, but it's met by Januso. Fairview working the ball through Hine, but Corey clears the danger, but it falls out for a Northeast throw-in. Minutes left to decide this game. Fairview look to distance himself away from Northeast. Northeast will look to equalize and maybe take the lead as Noble tries to clear the danger, deflected off of Mikan, and will go out for a Fairview goal kick.
Yeah, Fairview looks to remain undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
On their season. Just the one blemish is the tie against Mercyhurst last week.
Fairview working the ball up from the back. Tries to find someone in the middle, but is intercepted. And Northeast sends another long through ball, but McCall collects. McCall looks to find Piazza with a long ball over the top. He does. Piazza tries to get around the defender. Intercepted, but Smith wins the ball well, and Fairview switches the field. A lot of pressure from Northeast is to be expected.
They want to press high and see if they can create a mistake, which they nearly have done.
Good recovery from McCall. A little miscommunication between the center back and the left back. Fairview still working the ball around. Again, trying to play more possession-based. Try to find a clear path to goal. Scott tries to play a little 1-2 with Smith, but just kind of under-hits it. But the Northeast clearance is collected by Noble. Noble plays the ball over to Scott. Scott tries to get around, still holding possession. Loose ball falls McCall, who finds Howells. Howells a nice little move to get around, sends the ball over to Piazza.
That's a nice diagonal ball if he can run that down.
Good work from Piazza to dispossess Northeast defender, gets inside, looks to take a shot, just goes wide, tries to find the far post, kind of mishits it, goes out on the near post for a Northeast goal kick. But good work from Fairview. Nice ball in from Howells, and Piazza does well to kind of bully the right back off the ball. Gets a shot away, but is unable to get it on target.
Yes, if they can keep working that, he won't miss-hit that shot every time, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. Sooner or later, Piazza will find the net.
He's scored quite a few of those little curlers.
For the second time today, too. He looks to add to his tally. As Fairview tries to work the ball around, but it falls out for a Northeast throw-in down on the right side, or left side of the field.
Taken by Everline trying to throw from the inside lines.
Always a kind of a thing that happens when you're away from home. Hard challenge from Mikan on Januso will be a free kick for the Tigers. Yeah, must have mistook the lacrosse line, the gray line.
Yes.
That happens a lot. Good switch play over to Smith. Smith tries to work his way around. Northeast clears the danger. It'll be a throw-in for the Tigers.
So in the first half, the midfield was clogged quite a bit. Everyone seemed to be in there at once. If Northeast presses Fairview's defenders more, that should open up some space if they can find it.
Good work on the left side between Piazza and Smith. Piazza looks to get around the defender. He does. Cuts inside on the right. Plays it out to Smith. Smith with the ball in. Tries to find Jan, but Northeast kind of flicks it on. Kind of misses all the Fairview players, but danger isn't gone yet as Howells has the ball on the right side for the Tigers. Tries to play a cross in. A little low. Danger cleared. George with possession for the Tigers. Plays it back. Fairview trying to play a little more relaxed. Kissel works it over to Smith over to McCall, or Jan inside to Piazza, but just a little too much for him. Rolls out for a
Just it slips through
northeast,
everyone.
northeast goal kick. Five minutes gone in the first half, still 2-1 Fairview. A lot of time for George in the midfield. Tries to settle it, but Howells is able to pressure well.
Yeah, that was good
Januso
defending.
clears. Piazza and Scott crashing in on the loose ball are able to force a mistake. Jan tries to lay it off to Howells, but it rolls out for a northeast throw-in.
Rudder to take the throw for Northeast.
Hits it into
It's a
Macon.
strong throw, too.
Dispossessed by Howells. Tries to release Hine, but kind of sneaks behind everybody. McCall clears the danger. A lot of space for Smith. Finds Piazza on the left side. Piazza is a bit of a heavy touch. Northeast clears, but Smith plays the ball back into George. George and Jan with a bit of space in front of him. A little bit of interplay. Tries to find Piazza. Underhits it a little bit. But a misplayed pass from Northeast.
Good
Falls
recovery to force that bad
falls
pass.
Falls to Howells. Januso switches the field of play over to Smith. And George just kind of slips up,
Stepped
isn't able
over
to get the pass. Played into Hine. Hine with a bit of space. Comfortable save from DeArmond. Fairview does well to kind of pounce, or Northeast does well to pounce on the mistake, but Fairview does even better to get back and reset and force Hine to take a shot with his weaker foot. Good save from DeArmond, pretty comfortable.
Did get it on target, but Ritchie was able to smother it easily.
Fairview works the ball around. A lot of pressure from Macon. George tries to find Smith with a lot of space. It is deflected in midair. And Northeast sends the ball up to Macon. They've now worked in more of a two-striker role with Hine.
He runs right past Januso.
Yeah, tries to find Hine, but
Who admittedly stumbled a little bit
Yeah.
early on. So
Kissel gets up there, clears the danger, but Northeast still holding a bit of possession as tries to find a ball, but no one really timed the run. Comfortably roll out for a Fairview goal kick. Nice little flick from Smith over to Piazza. Piazza back to Smith. Goalkeeper Richie Yarman's distribution has been excellent tonight.
yes, it has.
Getting those goal
He's found
kicks
just the right
far
people.
up the
Yeah.
field, but still finding players
Yeah.
pretty handily. That's definitely probably something he's been working on
Sure.
past year during the off season.
And quick throws out to start attacks
Yeah,
as well.
good situational awareness from DeArmond so far today. Fairview works the ball around, enjoying a little possession. Just overhits it from McCall. McCall recovers, is able to get a pass
Well
off
done.
to Smith. Smith back to McCall.
Smith has had a lot of space out there on the left
Yeah,
wing.
they're-
They need to.
They're leaving a
Look
lot
for him.
of space out there. Noble taking the ball up the field over to Jan. Jan lays it off to George. George with a bit of space. Tries to release either Piazza or Smith, but no one really read the run. It was a bit overhit. Gertz collects. Northeast will look to reset. One in the midfield again by George. Good pressure from Smith. Is unlucky to win possession there. They try to release Hine up the field, but Corey McCall clears the danger for Northeast. Throwing another. Thought a long throw-in was coming with Hine on the ball, but just play simple. Good work from McCall yet again. Clears the danger. Will be another Northeast throw-in. About 30 minutes left in this one. Fairview holding on to a 2-1 lead. Northeast trying to equalize and make this a game.
They're stepping up the pressure a little bit.
Howells tries to play the danger, just kind of mishits it, but Canuso holds strong. Doesn't quite clear it in time, but it'll still fall out for a Fairview throw-in. Good pressure from Northeast to prevent Canuso from getting a long ball up the field. As Noble releases one. And he hammered that one.
Picked him out. Picked Piazza out.
Fairview got a little bit of space to work with. Nice ball from Smith on a sprinting Corey McCall as Corey McCall looks to take it down. Ooh! Good cross in from McCall, really finds good. Howells on the back post. Howells is unable to pick his spot on net.
Could not steer it home, but that was
well worked from McCall. And a good ball in. Smith was just a little too... Not Smith. Howells was just a little too far on the far post.
Yeah, just
kind of a tough angle.
A little bit outside
good work,
the goal.
Good run, good work from the Tiger offense.
Yeah, they seem to... Northeast seems to be allowing some space out there on Fairview's left wing.
Yeah, and Fairview looks to take advantage of it.
Do well to exploit it.
Northeast tries to release Hine, but Fairview defense holding strong. Loose ball will fall to D'Arnott, who holds possession. Sends it over to McCall. George is fouled by Macon. Fairview will get a free kick to work out of the back.
Macon will have to be careful as well. He's been called for several, and they will give yellow cards for persistent fouling.
Yeah. And
nothing dirty, just working hard for the ball.
That tends to happen with players like him when they're working really hard. They get themselves into dangerous situations, but so far he's been able to stay out of the referee's book as Fairview works the ball around. Scott will look to switch the field of play over to George. George with a nice little touch inside, get away from the danger. A lot of space in front of him, releases Howells, great ball in. Ball in the middle, good clearance from the Northeast defender. That is a well-worked run and cross in from Howells, but excellent side tackle from the Northeast center back. That looked professional. That was excellent positioning as Smith takes the corner in for the Tigers. Bit long, but finds Jan all alone in the far post. Jan plays it back in. Corey McCall unable to hold possession as Northeast looks to get a quick counterattack going. But Kissel clears the danger. It does really well. George with the ball. Lays it off to Januso. Macon just running around all game. Excellent hustle from him. Forces a bad pass, but unfortunately deflects off of Northeast for a Fairview throw-in. Fairview working the ball around. Scott with possession now. Over to Howells. Back out to Januso.
That's the space.
That's a great ball. Finds the space, just a little too much off it. It was a good ball.
Yes.
Well worked.
No, that
just kind of sits up there in the air. The wind probably could have played a factor in that, but it rolls out for a Fairview throw-in. McCall tries to release Piazza. He does so. Piazza's dispossessed over at the corner. Nice little battle from Piazza. Wins the ball back.
Well done.
McCall sends the ball back in over to Howells. Howells gets a foot on it. Jan goes up, and they're going to call Howells, I think, for offside.
Yeah, if it looks that way. I didn't see really a foul, although we're quite a distance away.
No, it was offside. The good run from Howells. Just gets caught a little bit offside. As Fairview wins the possession back in the midfield. Januso works the ball up the field. Dispossessed, but stays with it.
As well, regain his balance.
Howells releases Scott. Scott tries to get down there. He does. Holds possession. Forces Northeast to clear it for a corner kick. Smith on the corner kick for the Tigers yet again.
Yeah, that was good coverage. But I think it was...
Good idea from...
I think it was Costa Miller came back and tackled that away, but it did end up going out for a corner, so...
Oh, good ball in. Oh! Not quite sure what happened. Ball in from Smith. Kind of slips through the hands of Gertz. And might have been put away by the Northeast defender. It could have been an own goal. Right now we're gonna credit Smith with the goal. He played the ball in. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that was an own goal. It's tough to see from up here, but it looked like it just kind of slipped through Gertz's hands and bounced off the Northeast defender in the back of the net. But Fairview gets another break off a corner, 3-1.
He has hit a couple dangerous corners today, so
paid off. Fairview gets back to that 2-goal lead with 25 minutes left to play in this one. A little battle from Scott, the Northeast midfielder. Is flagged for a foul. Northeast will have a free kick on the 50-yard line. Ball coming in over the top. Northeast wasn't really running onto that. None of the forwards were really keen on getting on that top of the ball. DeArmond collects quickly and distributes out to McCall for a quick attack, but McCall is unable to pick out a pass. Ball will roll back to DeArmond pretty comfortably. Holds possession with his feet, just tries to kill a little bit of time, picks it up, rolls it out to McCall. McCall with a lot of space in front of him, taking advantage of that in space on the left side. Excellent work from Piazza to shield off the ball and release McCall on a run through. Good defense yet again from Northeast.
Yeah, that ball
finds Smith.
just...
Smith takes a shot. Oh,
what
a finish! Drew Smith on his weak foot, on his right foot from about 20 yards out. Just buries it in the bottom corner. 2 quick goals, thanks in part to Drew Smith. That one for sure is Drew Smith's goal.
Yes, that is his.
So 2 quick goal contributions in about 2 minutes, and Fairview takes a 4-1 lead, a commanding 4-1 lead over the Northeast Great Pickers.
And that started really by taking advantage of that space down the left side.
Northeast kicks it off and tries to lump in another long through ball. Richie DeArmond will just kind of hold possession, feed a little bit, distribute out to Januso, just trying to kill some time. Januso just takes an unfortunate touch off the foot, rolls out of bounds for Northeast throw-in. Fairview up by 3 now. 24 minutes left to play.
Ryan coming off, Macon coming back on.
Substitution for the Great Pickers. Yeah, Macon
Senich take the throw.
Took a well-deserved rest, probably to freshen up those legs a little bit. He's been working hard all game. Fairview holds possession. Owls tries to find somebody on the left side, again a lot of space, but Fairview was a little too bunched in on the right, and there was no one out there. We'll roll out for Northeast throw-in as Northeast brings on another substitution. Coogan comes out of the game in favor of...
With Lanigan.
Lanigan, yeah.
My writing is very poor. 33, I think it's his first appearance in the game. That is Jacob Czernowski, freshman.
Fairview working the ball around the midfield. McCall with possession into Jan, into George. Over to Januso, good switch of play from the Tigers. Januso into Jan. A lot of space on the left side. George picks out a run from McCall. Ton of space for McCall. McCall takes it down, plays it across. Bounces around a little bit. Aiden Piazza tries to get a feint little back heel in the back of the net as his back was turned to the goal and just kind of bounces around, but Gertz is able to hold on to the loose ball. Good work from Fairview to expose that left side of the field. Good pressure from George. Causes Northeast to play the ball back. Tries to find Macon, but Kissel clears the danger. Not quite clear yet. Woo! Good move from Northeast forward.
No, that's Kucinich.
Kucinich, yeah. Gets around 3 defenders, but is forced to play the ball back after some more pressure from Fairview. Kucinich does well again. Holding possession, gets around the defenders. That's excellent work from a Northeast midfielder. A little bit of pressure from Macon. Wins that battle with Noble, but is immediately double teamed by Januso. And Noble gets behind Januso. Good clearance from George. Gets in, did a little defensive work there.
Yeah.
Some individual brilliance from Northeast on that possession.
Hands to the pump, yeah, on both those guys. Macon is, he does not quit on a ball ever.
Yeah. Good qualities in a forward for sure. As Northeast works the ball in off the throw-in. Good clearance from Kissel. A lot of space in the midfield for the Tigers. Smith tries to release Piazza. Northeast just clears the ball out of bounds. Via Fairview throw-in. Over to Smith. Smith tries to find Piazza. It was cleared again by the Northeast.
Neverline with a good long ball up.
A lot of space in the back for the Tigers. As Kissel holds on to the ball. Finds McCall. McCall tries to pick out George. George just didn't really read the run, but the loose ball falls out for a Fairview throw-in. Fairview will probably spend the last 20 minutes enjoying a little bit of possession. Maybe just kill this game off. Try to find another goal or two. And Kissel tries to clear it, but Macon deflects it. Tries to get a shot away. Nothing much on it.
Cernowski's first touch of the game, I think, the freshman.
Shot on target. Richie puts the ball on the floor. Clears the line. It's flick on by Smith over to Piazza. Good work from Piazza. He's able to deflect the ball back, and he wins that battle. This ball stays in bounds. Good work from Piazza. It forces a Fairview throw-in in a very dangerous position. Minutes left in this one, still 4-1 Fairview. Piazza picks his head up, finds Scott. Scott kind of predicts the oncoming danger and gets around. Switches the play over to Januso. Januso with a little bit of space in front of him, cuts inside, got a lot of space, takes a shot on the left foot. Why not? Good save from Gertz.
Yeah, he got that well to his right.
Nice little, put on an acrobatic show. Really got up there. Might have been going a little wide, but goalkeeper never knows that. Good work from
everyone in attendance should keep their masks on at all times.
Corner coming up for the Tigers. Jan whips the ball in. Another dangerous looking cross. Gertz punches it away. Jan falls on top of the loose ball. And worked around well by Fairview. McCall with some space up top. Has to play it back to Januso. Januso with another long ball through. Tries to find Scott, but it's cleared away by Northeast. Northeast tries to counter, but Fairview does well to pressure them and force the ball back. Nice ball in over to Macon, but McCall and Noble do well to link up there and get rid of the danger as Noble releases. Smith tries to play it into Jan, but just kind of overruns Jan. Northeast with a little more possession in the midfield now as they work the ball up the field. Over to Macon. Macon 1v1 with Kissel. Kissel wins that battle, forces him off the ball. Loose ball falls to Smith. Smith works it around over to McCall. McCall, a lot of pressure from Northeast. They got 5 players up top. And they win that battle as Macon holds on to the ball, takes a shot from distance, falls out of play.
That was a good quick turn.
Yeah, turn, a little quick 180. Gets a shot away, it just goes wide. We have a goalkeeper substitution for the Great Pickers as Grant Gertz leaves the game. Interesting substitution from the coach. Perhaps Gertz has limited minutes fighting off an injury or something like that. But a great game from goalkeeper Grant Gertz, keeping them in the game as much as possible. As Smith releases Piazza down the line, tries to play it in, gets deflected off Northeast defender, falls to the new goalkeeper pretty handily.
We are quite a ways up. I cannot see the number. The other goalkeepers on the roster are Owen Kemp and Josh Beal. So I'll try to get that for you.
Howells moving the ball around comfortably over to Kissel. Kissel plays it over to McCall. McCall has some room to work with. Fairview works around the midfield very well. George over to Howells. Howells tries to find Piazza and Jan coming in on the inside, was cleared away by Northeast. Fairview with some possession in the back. Howells wins that battle over to George. George sends McCall in long. An excellent ball from George, taking advantage of that space on the left side yet again. McCall tries to find Smith. Smith kind of overran it. Northeast plays the ball. They've got numbers, especially since McCall was joining the attack. Januso has to come inside. Shot from distance, comfortable save from Richie DiArmond. Puts it on the floor.
It's a good hit from Kucinich.
Yeah, good.
On target.
You got some
good pace,
yeah.
but
He had
Richie was well positioned.
He had some heat on that, but pretty comfortable for DiArmond as Fairview works the ball around. 16 minutes left in this one, still 4-1 to the Tigers. 2 goals by Drew Smith, an own goal, and a goal by Aiden Piazza. Loose ball falls to Fairview. Howells into Scott. Scott just kind of overruns it a little bit, but
That was a good.
Jan does well to get it back. Out to McCall. Good ball in. Just met by the Northeast center back yet again. Fairview will they're sending a lot of balls in. They should probably be releasing Piazza in on that near post because it doesn't seem to be clearing the first defender a lot of times. But they're working hard as Howells exits the game for Brady Baker yet again, and Fairview will switch now to a lone striker formation as Piazza moves out to the left, Scott moves out to the right. Baker is the lone striker. Win from George in the midfield. Eli flicks it on to Piazza. Piazza tries to find Baker over the top. It's cleared again by Northeast. Sends a long ball over. It's a good look, but Fairview reads it well. DiArmond's off his line. Another comfortable possession for Fairview. Not a lot of pressure from Northeast, so DiArmond gets to put the ball on the ground and leave it there for a little bit, trying to kill some time. Piazza overruns the long ball. And gets by one defender. Nice little bit of explosiveness. Gets around the other. Again, good defense by the Northeast center backs.
That was a great
Piazza
run
takes a
from
bit
Piazza.
of a great run from Piazza. Gets around the fullbacks and tries to get a shot away, but Northeast does well to clear the danger as we get another Fairview corner. Eli Yon on the corner for the Tigers over on the left side of the pitch. Another dangerous looping ball in for Piazza. Piazza gets up there. Doesn't have much pace on it. George sends it back in. Ball kind of bounces around. Falls Piazza. Falls in the back of the net. Fairview again on the corner kick, making Northeast pay. Northeast was unable to clear the ball. Bounced around to Piazza. Piazza buries it in the low corner. That's Piazza's second goal of the game. That's Fairview's third goal off the corner kick.
Well, he got up and won that first header. He's become a very dangerous header of the ball, for sure.
Three corner goals for Fairview today. Definitely a good sign for things to come. Those set pieces, take advantage from sometime as Fairview now leads 5-1 with 14 minutes left in the game. They've kind of put the game to bed at this point, although in high school soccer, anything can happen. But Fairview very comfortable in possession. Northeast not posing too much of a threat after the first goal. As Fairview is comfortable in possession in the back. Corey McCall tries to find Piazza with a long ball through. Piazza runs on top of it again. Again, good pressure from Piazza. He's working really hard down the left.
Yeah, he hasn't
forces a Fairview throw-in. Substitution for both teams. Double substitution for the Pickers and a substitution for the Tigers as Drew Smith exits the game for Carson Carrera. The junior will look to have some kind of impact on the left side of the field, where Smith was occupying most of the game. Baker works the ball around. Over to McCall. McCall sends the ball in. Kind of skips through a couple defenders, but one's able to get a foot on it and clear the danger, but Scott has the ball back on the right side for the Tigers. Januso gets around one. Gets called. He gets tripped up as he gets around the defender. Defender just kind of had a foot out, and Januso stepped over. Fairview gets a free kick in a pretty dangerous spot. About 20 yards out, about the corner of the 18. So Jan will look to find a cross, more likely, with this spot kick. Finds a nice low cross. Scott gets a shot away, but it's deflected, and Northeast clears the danger. Work from a call to retain possession as George works it over to Carrera. Carrera tries to find Scott, just kind of gets its way through everybody, doesn't really find a specified target, rolls out for a Northeast goal kick. .12 minutes left in this one. Fairview still at 5-1. Another long ball in over to the Northeast forwards, but George wins the ball in the midfield yet again. Jan out to Januso. A little bit of time in front of him. Again, a lot of space over the left side of the field as Fairview works the ball over to that side of the field. Kissel releases Carrera. Carrera over to McCall. McCall tries to pick out Piazza. Good pressure from Baker, though, to force a bad pass out of the Northeast defense, but Macon wins the ball again. Noble with tries to clear the ball. Kind of just gets in the way of the Northeast forward, flagged for a foul. Northeast will get a free kick from about 30 yards out. Try to put the ball on target.
Good opportunity. He needed to do something to.
Yeah, kind of a tactical foul at that point. It was either that or a breakaway in on goal. As Hine takes a shot while he tries to catch DeArmond out of position. DeArmond kind of checking his post, checking his positioning, but it just kind of sails over the bar. Fairview goal kick. Substitution for the Tigers. That'll be number number 13. Chuck Ennis coming on for Eli Yon, occupying that attacking midfielder role for the Tigers. Looks like Jan's night is over. A good night from him yet again. Finding a lot of danger on those long balls in and excellent corners, which Fairview was dominating tonight as Hine works the ball around the midfield for the Pickers. Good run in, but
Lanigan running past everyone.
Januso clears the heavy touch. Baker tries to flick it on to Piazza, and Ennis tries to find Piazza on a through ball, but Carrera gets around the defender. It's just dispossessed.
That's good defending. Carson is real quick.
He is pressing hard and wins the ball back. Excellent work from Carrera.
Good work.
Loose ball finds its way to McCall. McCall clears it back. Kissel over to Noble, switching the ball around. Again, Fairview, one thing that head coach Sonny Vidakovich always preached was to be really comfortable around the back and clear the ball around.
He wants all his players to be comfortable with the ball at their feet.
Northeast tries to release Macon a long run. Kissel clears the danger. Januso with a lot of time in front of him now to send a long ball over to Carrera. Doesn't quite get through, but a good idea nonetheless.
Yeah, it was.
A heavy touch from Ennis. And Ennis, a little miscommunication with him and George. Caught coming back when George plays the ball through, but good hustle from Ennis to try to win it back. Falls out for a Northeast throw. We get another substitution for the Great Pickers.
Lanigan coming off. I think it's Wednesday coming back on.
Yep.
Yes.
8.5 minutes left to play in this game. Fairview's up 5-1. Good pressure from Ennis. Northeast is able to hold strong. Good pressure from McCall. Doesn't really find anybody with the ball in through. Collected pretty comfortably by the goalkeeper. Ball just skips over George, but Kissel is there to recover. A little pressure coming in on Kissel. Kissel works the ball around, is dispossessed. He still wins the ball back somehow. Falls over to Hine. Hine releases Macon. Macon tries to get around.
To Kucinich.
Kucinich on the ball now, still retaining possession. Takes a shot from distance, but DeArmond collects pretty comfortably right into his hands. Fairview defense doing a really good job shutting down Macon and Hine. That combination can be pretty deadly, especially on the counterattack, but they've been very good on the counter as Baker flicks it on to Carrera, and Carrera looks to take it up the left wing for the Tigers. Touch a bit too heavy. Works it around the defender, but goes out for a Northeast goal kick as Preston Ross comes in the game for the Tigers in favor of Zach Scott. His night is also done. And Ross will move into a striker role. More of a two-striker formation now with Baker. As Piazza still occupies that left wing position.
And they brought Carrara over to the right.
Yep. Piazza holds on to the ball, gets around. Nice turn from Piazza. A little pressure, gets around one. Is unable to find a player in the box, but a good cross in. Loose ball falls out to George. George works it in. Tries to find Ross or Carrera, but goalkeeper collects easily with a good ball in from George. A lot of space in that midfield as George is now just playing a little deeper just to kind of kill this game off. Play comfortable possession out of the back. Kissel clears the danger, but Northeast retains possession in the midfield. Dispossessed by Ennis. Good pressure from Baker. Forces the loose ball. Flagged for a foul instead. Probably just tripped him up on that possession there. Northeast gets a spot kick on the 50-yard line and try to release the two forwards with a long ball in. 5.5 minutes left in this one. Send the ball in.
Long
Try and get a long ball in, but good clearance from Januso, and George collects pretty handily.
Yeah, cross-cut Miller had a spot picked out, but
nice ball in from
right to it.
Carrera. Tries to switch the field, finds Piazza, but Northeast was just a little pressure on Piazza. Is able to clear the ball away. Fairview takes the throw in. Ennis tries to find Piazza, but will roll out for a Northeast throw in. You see another substitution for Northeast.
Sierranowski comes off in favor of number 4.
Piazza gets around the defender, dispossesses the defender. Piazza, tries to pick out Ross, but again, great work from the center back. Januso with a lot of space in front of him. Tries to take a shot after some encouragement from the crowd. And he does take a shot. Just over the bar, just over the field goal. 4 minutes left in this one. Fairview still at 5-1. Actually, took a deflection on the way. Probably why it looped over the bar.
All right. We'll take that.
It did look like it changed a little bit of direction. Preston Ross will take the corner for the Tigers on the left side of the field. Fairview hoping for another goal off the corner. Good ball in from Ross.
A good punch away.
Keeper gets the ball, gets a fist to it. Ennis tries to head the ball back into play, hoping Preston Ross would run on top of it, but just rolls out for another Northeast goal kick as we see Glenn Lewis coming in for Aiden Piazza for the Tigers. Aiden Piazza's night is done. Another brace for Aiden Piazza.
He's had a good game.
A lot of work down on the left wing roll. He's really adjusting to that position nicely.
Getting more comfortable using his left foot as well. He's had a couple
he's had a couple nice balls in on his left. Yep.
Little clock maintenance.
Yeah, some. Got to reset the clock according to the referee. Might have had it running for a stoppage of play. Resetting the clock to 4 minutes. Just must have ran over a stoppage of play. That happens sometimes as the game gets back underway. Glenn Lewis taking out over that left wing roll for the Tigers. Gets first touch on the game, tries to find Baker, but just kind of hits it. We'll go out of bounds for a Northeast throw-in as we see another substitution for Northeast. Game's kind of gone now, so teams are just kind of getting some guys out there, get some minutes in, getting on some fresh legs.
Yeah.
So Northeast takes the ensuing throw-in. Ennis wins the midfield, and George holds possession.
Trying to play a lot of games in a short period of time, so you want to
George
try every
finds
minute
Ross.
rest you can
Ross
get.
tries to get around. Northeast does well to clear, but Chuck Ennis working hard and gets the ball back, finds Januso. Januso plays all the way back to Noble. Trevor working the ball around pretty well out of the back. Into George. George with some space. Finds McCall. Some pressure for McCall. McCall gets around the defender pretty easily. Has Glenn Lewis open on the left side. Lewis back over to McCall. Overhits a little bit. Will end up to Kissel. Kissel with a nice ball on the ground over to Januso. Januso, nice ball into
reverse. That's
Carrera,
good.
yeah. Met with some defenders. Still holds on to the ball. Takes a shot. Comfortable save for the keeper. Good work from Carrera, kind of using his size to his advantage. That low center of gravity is kind of hard to get off the ball.
He is, and he likes to work to his left for sure. So once he gets on, he's not afraid to let it go.
Working up the right side of the field, but McCall does well to force him off the ball. And the ball will fall out for a Fairview goal kick. Fairview working the ball around. Januso some space in front of him, receiving some pressure. Carrera inside to Ennis with a lot of space. A lot of space over on that left side. George picks it out over to McCall. McCall receiving some pressure. Releases Lewis. Lewis tries to find Ennis. Overhits a little bit. But Lewis
Just got back in time to get
good pressure
piece of
from
that.
Lewis. Forces the Northeast to play the ball around. Again, good pressure by the Fairview defense.
Ends up winning the ball back.
With a ton of space. Looks to play the ball in over to Baker. Ooh, just overhits it. Glenn Lewis was there to collect at the back post, but didn't anticipate the change of direction. Fell over. Won it back, and we'll roll out for a Fairview.
This turf gets slippery this time of night. This time of year.
Lewis working the ball around. Does well to get it over to Baker. Baker back to Ennis. Ennis
1 minute
just
left
hits it
in
a
the
little
game.
too much for George.
Lanigan trying to get ahead of steam up.
Yeah.
Januso does well.
Lanigan gets around Januso. Januso does well again. We'll go back out for a Fairview throw-in. Fairview looks to close out this game. 45 seconds left. Fairview will move to 11-0-1 on the season. Retains their undefeated record at the top of the region. Tied with Mercier's Prep. Lewis in possession on the left side. Releases Baker. Maybe trying to get just a last-second goal. Get some of the guys off the bench a goal. Baker called for a foul for pushing the back. And that should see the game off. As the clock just kind of winds down. 15 seconds left in this one. Another dominant win for the Tigers.
It was a good performance.
A little.
As good as they played in a while. Northeast is a
6,
They're a
good team.
They're a good team.
4,
Northeast worked hard for a while, but they just kind of got tired. As Fairview wins this game 5-1 on a cool but very nice fall evening here at Jack Bestwick Stadium. Fairview again moves to 11-0-1 on the season. Tied at the top of the region with Mercier's Prep. That showdown is coming on October 29th here at Fairview. We will hopefully
Mark
be
it on
live for
your
you.
calendar.
Yeah, that's a region championship, assuming that these teams stay undefeated for the rest of the way.
If everything holds true, that is what it'll be. That's correct.
It'll be a region championship game unless it ends in a tie. In that case, it'll just be they'll share the region.
Right.
But Fairview coming across the field, acknowledging the fans. Another good win. 2 goals from Aiden Piazza. 2, maybe 3 goals from Drew Smith. One was it was a corner from him that just kind of trickled in the back of the net after a couple of defensive errors from Northeast. So
We
3
could not
goal
see the last
contributions.
touch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. It's to his as much credit to him as it is to anyone else's.
Yep. Jan and Piazza and George with assists for the Tigers as well. Northeast solo goal came from
Josh Macon.
Josh Macon after a
A
nice
good
run in
solo
through.
effort.
Again, working hard, trying to force an error. He does. Gets around a goalkeeper and finishes nicely. But that is all Northeast was able to get in this one, as Fairview was just too much in possession and too much on the counterattack for them. So we thank you for
That's all good. Yes.
Yep,
Thanks
for
for
joining us.
Thanks to Lindsay Frisk and the athletic department
We
for
will-
setting this up and allowing us to do this. We will see you at our next game.
Hopefully be back to.
We'll be.
We're not sure when their next home game
Yeah.
is, but I think it's sometime next week.
Yeah.
If not, maybe 2 weeks from
We
now.
will
but
see you then.
We'll see you then.